Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of my return back to fitness blog. This session is just a resistance based session because for my cardio I did moky hiit, as that is specific to my training program. If you're interested in moky hiit, I can advise going to have a look at Shameem.fit on Facebook. She does a live and she's also got a website page, a free live every day. So I started off with a band and I wanted to work on upper body, and then I did a short lower body exercise at the end. So I started off with bicep curls. I was doing 8 of them, no sorry, I did 12 of them in total, and then I wanted to do it as a superset. So the second exercise I went on to, which I'll go on to in a second, was a tricep extension. Okay, I used quite a light band for this. It did feel easy at times, but towards the end it started to get a little bit harder. It's probably better for me to use lighter to begin with, and then go heavier as I get more progressed. I will go over the exercise points in the next time round. I kept breaks really short, hardly any breaks in between. So I stood with my legs hip width apart on the band. My elbows were anchored close to my body was upright, all in alignment, and then I was making a fist with my hands and lifting them all the way up to shoulder height from the waist. And then when I do a tricep extension, I bring one leg behind and anchor the band with my foot. I place my hands behind my back and had my elbows facing upwards, and I was lifting my forearms up until they were almost straight. And I'll go on to the last set. So fun thing was I actually recorded this 3 times because I managed to drop my phone on the first one, and then my kids woke up, which you might hear them in the background on the second one. Okay, so for the next exercise I was working on my shoulders, which seem to be my extremely weak point right now. I'm getting a lot of elbow pain in my joints, which is quite odd for me, and they keep on locking out as well. So any movement that I'm doing on my upper body is really a struggle, as well as my wrists. I'm having issues with them. So it's usually my strongest area, and I seem to have lost a lot of the muscle mass from around that area. Or it might be just because I've put weight on so you can't actually see any muscle mass around there. Who knows. You can see my pain face all the way throughout, and I'm quite red because it's hot, and I'd just done moky before I did this. So I will talk through the points as it comes up on the next time round, but I did a lateral raise on both arms, a frontal raise, and then I went for a shoulder press. Okay, so for lateral raises, what you normally do is pop it on the opposite foot, anchor it down with your foot. You stand with your legs hip width apart, then grip onto the band with your fist, lifting it up to shoulder height only. You'll see on the last set I actually struggled with it, so I had to go on to my leg that was closest to my arm, which makes it slightly easier because it decreases the resistance on the band. The other thing you could do is anchor it onto somewhere like a door or a fence, and do this as well. But the most important point is that you only go to shoulder height. Try to keep your body still. You can see it was moving towards the end then because I was starting to get a bit weaker. Frontal raises, legs hip width apart, keeping knees soft, and making sure that you have your head upright and your abdominals engaged. You want to lift up the band up to shoulder height, and then we go on to a shoulder press. So you're going to ensure that you keep your legs hip width apart, place your hand in a underhand grip, then you're going to go from neck height, just below neck height, up to the top of your shoulders as straight as you possibly can with your arms without locking them out. So I decided to only do one small thing for my legs, especially because they are feeling a little bit weaker after yesterday's exercises. And what I did was a Bulgarian split squat. So best thing to do is find a bridge of some kind. It could be a chair, it could be a sofa. I'm using this handy dandy wood inside of my garden, and basically placing my foot onto it, I bring my legs into a split stance, and keeping my torso upright, I go down for what would be called a lunge, bringing my knee backwards and down. Then changing legs, I did 12 on each leg and I only repeated twice. It's one of my most hated moves and something that always gives me massive amounts of muscle fatigue the next day. If you need to keep something up for balance, place your hand up. Don't forget to engage your core, so engage in your pelvic floor, abdominal muscles, and keeping your breathing correct as well as keeping your posture correct.